Hi and welcome. This video is part of a complete Terraform course I have available. The link with a big discount is on the description. Make sure to check that out and let's get started. Hello and welcome back. Let's now mark the step number 6 here as done. And let's now explore step number 7, where we destroy everything that we have created. Before we do that, let's have a look at everything that we actually have created and that is managed by Terraform. So we can write a command terraform state list. And this is going to give a list of all the resources that are managed by the current Terraform project. If we look here, we have the AWS instance, the Internet Gateway, the route table, a route table association, the security group, a subnet, an AWS VPC, as well as 2 security group ingress rules. This is a lot of stuff already for a very simple deployment of an EC2 instance. If we were to have to create all of them by hand, that would be pretty cumbersome, and we would have to keep a lot of things in mind, not only when creating, but also when deleting things. Since Terraform manages everything for us, then everything here is under the same project, and we can rest assured that we will destroy all the necessary resources once we run the Terraform destroy command. So once we do that here, let's have a look at what's going to happen. First of all, Terraform does a refresh on the state. So let me show you here on the top. Whenever we run the apply or the destroy command, and actually the destroy command is just an alias for an apply command with a destroy flag. Whenever we run this command, Terraform first does a refresh of the state. What does that mean? Well, that's very important because Terraform basically fetches the current state of our real world resources. And if there are any differences, then it will try to revert this to the state that is declared in our configuration files. Let me show you an example. Here, let's come back to our EC2 instances. We have one instance that is running and we have a few tags here. So let's click on this instance ID. Let's scroll down a little bit and here we see tags, right? So let's click on tags here and let's manage tags. And we're going to add a new tag here and we're going to say managed, or let's say team here. And here this could be, let's say finance, right? So let's add the team finance and let's click on save here. Now we have modified this resource outside of Terraform. We have not included these changes in our Terraform configuration. So before we run Terraform destroy, let's first of all, we're going to type a no here. Let's run Terraform apply. And if we do that, then you will see that once again, Terraform will refresh the state. And I'm going to type no here because let me just do another change. Remember, we are using the Ubuntu AMI, right? So here, this change for the Nginx I made at the end of the last lecture. So let's undo that change so that we have the correct AMI. We have changed the tags and we would like to see if Terraform would like to remove this tag. And as you can see, that's exactly what's happening here. Terraform is looking at our configuration and it's looking at the tags. And there is no team tag, which is equal to finance. So the behavior of Terraform is to actually remove this tag here because this tag is not wanted by Terraform. There is one way for us to inform Terraform to ignore this, and it's actually ignore changes equals tags. So now, if we modify the tags outside of Terraform, then Terraform will not have a look at that. So here I cancel the operation. Let's now Terraform apply once again, and you will see that now Terraform will tell us that there are no changes here, that the infrastructure matches the configuration, and that's because Terraform is ignoring the changes to this tags field. This is useful whenever you are creating a resource with Terraform, but that resource is being edited by other processes or other teams or other automation software, and you don't want your Terraform configuration to undo all their changes. Best practice is always to have everything managed under a single Terraform project so that there are no people or processes or automation tools touching resources that are managed by this Terraform project. But in reality, this is not always possible. So using this ignore changes here is one way for us to prevent Terraform from undoing some changes that were done externally and possibly or potentially breaking the entire infrastructure. right? So let's remove this here. And now let's run a Terraform apply, and we will auto approve here because this is what we would like to approve, just a change on the tag so that the resource remotely matches our configuration. And now here, what we would like to do is then once again, let's go with a Terraform destroy, or now let me show you the apply variant. So Terraform apply dash destroy, that's exactly the same thing. And then here we're going to say yes. So there are 9 resources which will be destroyed. And once we type yes, Terraform will start with the destruction. And as you can see here, after roughly a minute, so the one that took the most was the AWS instance web. It took 51 seconds to destroy, but everything was successfully destroyed. Now, if we have a look at our Terraform state file, then we can see that there is nothing that is tracked by Terraform. And if we come back to the console and we try to refresh here, the instance is terminated. And if we were to click here, there is no reference to the VPC nor anything. And if we were to come to AWS and access the VPC console, then we will see that there is no VPC. The VPC is gone. Remember, we had 3 VPCs. Now we click here and we do not have our 06 resources VPC anymore. Once again, let me now revert this change here to the AMI of Nginx so that we use the correct one here. And I believe that's it. Let's run a Terraform format command and everything is looking good. Now on the README, we can also mark this as done. That's it for this lecture. It was an amazing first project where we deployed all the infrastructure we need to run an EC2 instance. And we saw how we can do all of that with Terraform, both creating as well as managing, updating, and destroying everything just via the command line. That's amazing. And there is much more for us to cover. So let's take a short break and come back in the next lecture.